Hey, this is Nicholas with the Backyard TARDIS here with another video for you. This time a special one. Megan has been going around the Red 5 network family and getting everyone to take part in spreading a little awareness for Autistic Awareness Month or Autistic Acceptance Month. And this is a kind of a really special thing. You know, many in our community are autistic or on the spectrum, as they say, but that we all kind of have a mental image of what that is, but really that's a wide range of things that can be. And so Megan's doing a great job kind of bringing awareness to the different range, what that means when somebody puts that label of autistic on you, and really how us who are not autistic can interact with those who are autistic with some understanding. And so this is a great thing, because oftentimes when a label is put on someone, that puts a stigma with it, but that's not the case here. This is something that should be with understanding. We can have growth and a better relationship. And so when Megan reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to do a video on this?" I thought, yeah, I'd like to. But then, at first I was kind of like, well, what would I do? I don't really do soapbox videos. I don't really, how would I work that into my content? And I thought, I got to make it nerdy, because that's what I do here. And of course, Backyard TARDIS, I love time travel, so I started looking through and thought, well, I'm gonna find references in pop culture or something, something that doesn't make it a caricature of autism or a joke, but actually brings light to it. And so I find this show, Zavier Riddle and the Secret Museum, and this is done by PBS Kids. And if you want to view this, download the PBS Kids app. You can pull it right up. They're kind of like combined two episodes, but the title will be about Temple. And so the premise of this show is BFFs Zavier, Yolandi, and Brad travel back in time, and with their super cool secret museum for their adventure of the week. And they jump into the mouth of a T-Rex in the museum, and it teleports them down there. And then they gotta basically, I think they said it was Bebo, kind of looked like Rebo from the Flubber movie, but guiding them here. And this temple teleports them back in time to meet somebody from history that can help them with their current world everyday kid problem. And so one of the things I love about this is they show the adults, they make kid versions of them in the art style of the show, but they still look like their adult version. They just look like shorter and a little kidified. But so, like here they have Temple. Well, it's Temple with her like slick back gray hair that she has now. And one of the things that was really cool about this episode is that a lot of the people they do are historical people who have since died, but Temple was alive still, and a wonderful member of the community. And so she actually was very flattered by this. So that's kind of a cool little side note there. But so we get the setting. New kid Ben is going to show up to the temple today for a field trip, and Yolanda's really, really excited, because she gives the best tour. She's like, this is going to be a new best friend, and we're gonna go here, and I give the ultimate tour of the museum, because these three kids live at the museum. I haven't watched enough episodes to fully understand why that is, but that's kind of the premise of the show. So she's all excited, and the three of them go up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Ben, yeah, nice to meet you." And he's kind of cowering, and she's like, "So here, we're going to do first we're going to have to go to the Hall of Presidents, and we're going to go here, this, that." And then well, you got to go to the dinosaur exhibit first. Well, that was 23 on my list, but I'll bump it up. And, they're going through and this and that, and he's kind of cowering away, and then he just walks away, and they're like, why did you do that? And So she's explaining, well, it's loud noises, it's everybody talking at once. That's hard for him, but he's going to his favorite exhibit. And their favorite exhibit, this is his first time here. And they go, well, we did a walkthrough via pictures on the internet to help it be less of a scary experience for him. And because all this sensory input all at once of the sounds, the noise, the things going on, that can be a bit much. But Ben really likes balloons. So she's like, he's probably going to spend the whole day in just that one exhibit. And she's super bummed by this because she's like, well, maybe he's not a new best friend. Maybe I thought we could be friends, but like, if he's not even interested, he doesn't even want to try, like, what's wrong with him? It's kind of the thing. And they go, okay, we got to go to the temple. We got to go figure this out. Not the temple, go to the secret museum, get this out, and the secret museum sends them back in time to meet Temple. And Temple's in the garage making some kites. And once again, they do the exact same thing. They all run up and they're like, oh, cool kite, what are you doing here? And Temple runs and hides under the couch cushion. And so they're kind of stopping and they're like, well, this is just like Ben. Why is Temple doing this? And they said, maybe she likes couch hugs. And Temple kind of is thinking about it and steps out and says, well, couch can't actually give hugs. And, so that thought kind of got her thinking, and she came out and she's like, my kite's ready. I'm going to go fly it. Do you want to come fly kites too? I have many other prototypes, but I think this one's going to do the best. And so they're all cool. They go out to the park and they're all flying their kites like kids fly a kite. They've got it up in the air and they're just standing there holding the strings, and they see Temple's attaching it to a bicycle, and they're like, that's not how you fly kites. You've got to get it up in the air, and then you hold the kite in the air and stuff. You don't run around with the thing. But then Temple does it and says, well, everybody tells me how I should do things more like them, but I like doing things my way. And goes off and goes around, and then you see like the kite is really doing that. It gets up high, but it's really moving around, and the kids notice, wow, that's actually an inventive way to fly bikes. Well, what does that mean? I mean, we're supposed to go back and teach Brad to fly kites behind him. What's the lesson here? They still haven't gotten it yet. And so next they see somebody there with a dog that's whimpering, and so the kids are all about helping others, so they go over and they're trying to help. And they can't figure it out. Temple comes over, looks at the dog, gets on all four, goes over to where the dog's looking, crawls around, realizes the dog got its toy stuck down into the hole in the tree. Pulls it out, the dog's happy. And the whole time the kids are looking at Temple like, what is with this kid? It's like on all fours, it's sniffing like it's trying to act like a dog. This is what's amazing, because if you don't know who Temple is not only autistic, but is a professor, a writer, and an activist, and really two things. One is autistic awareness, so he's written many papers and books on that, but also on animal behavioral health, and has made her career on how animals that we eat are treated. I'm a meat eater. I see a lot of people who go vegan just because of the way animals are treated, and while I understand, I'm like 100% a meat eater, but I am fully behind, treating animals. Some of the things that these mass-producing companies do, how they treat animals, because they view them as almost non-living things. They're just meat in their eyes, and that's consent. So, as a professor, she really goes into understanding animals, how to get animals to cooperate, how to get animals, different things, but really getting inside the mental aspect of how the animal is that, so that you can make sure that the animal stays happy while in this situation. And so the fact that they take that aspect of her getting down on the ground in the animal's position and looking at it from an animal behavior thing, I think, while they never touch on that's something that she does in the future, that is attention to detail on displaying this historical character. And so it's interesting seeing somebody who is in modern history that you can 100% say, this is how this person was. This is not like hearsay on some ancient Egyptian ruler or Benjamin Franklin or something. Like this is a person that exists. This is somebody that we can look at their life, and it matches up really well. And I really like that they did that work and showed that. So now they get the links. Sometimes it is good to look at things from a different perspective, and just because people think differently does not make them weird or invalid. But in fact, it's actually good that people think differently, because that's how we solve problems, by looking at things from a different perspective. So they go back, and Yolanda goes up to Ben, and he's in the balloon exhibit, and says, "Hey, you really like the balloons, don't you? I have access up to the balcony. We can get the best view of the balloons up there. Would you like to go?" He would. So he takes up there, and then she's up there, and she's kind of, at first she's like, okay, we're looking at balloons. She doesn't know. And Ben starts opening up to her, and he's like, when you look at it from this angle and you see this, you kind of see a bird with the shape of the balloons. And she's like, you're right, I'd never stared at them long enough to realize that, kind of like cloud viewing. He's looking at the balloon displays, and he's seeing images in it, putting the art of it all behind into perspective. And so it gives her a new appreciation, and so she's made a friend. She's realized that she can have a friendship with him, but she has to make sure that she's not just trying to make it on her terms or her definition of a friend, and that Ben has stuff to contribute to conversation, to that, but you gotta be understanding. And so I thought this was a really good thing. And of course, me, timey-wimey, I love the time travel. I'm a history buff, so I love how that, but this is recent history. This is, just 50 years ago. So it was really cool. It's free on PBS Kids, the app. You just download it. There's all the different PBS shows there for the kids. You just click on the Zavier and the Secret Museum, and go there, and it's there. Now, we're coming to the close. I had some things that prevented me from getting this video out earlier, but remember to be using this month the One Autistic Galaxy hashtag. So get that awareness out there, because us as nerds, we definitely need to be a community that is accepting of this, because and we need to get rid of the stereotype that people who are autistic are just like the super geniuses, like they're Rayman working at math and all. Like, some of them are super artistic. A lot of the people who make some of the nerd culture that we enjoy may be autistic, and that actually helps to channel their creativity. And so it's very important for us, when we're talking to people who are fellow fans of this stuff, just like Ben was a fan of balloons, like some of these individuals really latch on to our nerd properties because they speak to them. And having that bit of understanding, when maybe we're talking, helping to understand their point of view, really can help us go a long way, making sure that we're behaving in a way that's appropriate, and that we really don't miss out on getting what they have to offer to the conversation. So with that, hope everybody enjoys it. Red 5 family and One Autistic Galaxy. Keep the hashtag going.